Hey guys, welcome to the Liminal Oracle. My name is Elisa and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. If you're new here, this channel, the Liminal Oracle, is a devotional offering to the great titaness Hekate. And what we do here is channeled messages and advice from her. So if that sounds good, please consider subscribing and please enjoy. Today we are doing a longer spread, and for this reading I'm going to be using the Isis Oracle by Alana Fairchild. It's a mass market deck, and to supplement the reading I'm going to be using the Egyptian Art Nouveau Tarot by Los Carabeo, also mass market. So I hope that everyone's good, that everything's great with you wherever you are in the world, and that you're walking a path of light, integrity, and self-reflection, discovery, and devotion. Okay. I will start by grounding myself and asking Hekate to step forward. Hekate, 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 please step forward and share your guidance, wisdom, and knowledge with all of us here today. Hekate, 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 please step forward and share your guidance, wisdom, and knowledge with all of us here today. Okay, so for the theme of this reading, we have this card, and this card is all about our fears, doubts, and anxieties. So Hekate is asking us to take a moment, sit quietly, and reflect. What are we afraid of? What are we doubting? And what makes us anxious? Do we have a lot of self-doubts and anxiety when it comes to following our life path or our destiny or journey? So yeah, this is what the theme of today's reading is, and let's expand on that. Okay, so I had a little problem with my camera, but I think I fixed it. So as I was saying, the theme for today's reading is represented by the Brother in Darkness, and this card is all about fear, doubt, and anxiety. So let's expand on the message using the tarot cards. Okay, Hekate, please expand on this message. Okay, cutting the deck, and let's see what she has to tell us. Okay, today we are working with a 10-card spread, so yeah. Okay, the second card is going to speak about what is your connection like to the theme of the reading. And here we have the Knight of Cups. So when it comes to fear, doubts, and anxiety, you are those things are manifesting in your life in terms of you being afraid to follow your heart. Deep down inside of you, you know that you have a special calling. You know what you are supposed to do in your life. You know what you're supposed to work towards, because nights are action, taking action towards something that your heart desires. So deep down, you know what you want for you, for your life, for your relationships, for your work, for your career, for your spiritual path even. But you have a lot of self-doubt and fear in this area. You are afraid to take action, to take step forward. You are afraid of believing in yourself. You are afraid of believing in your dreams, in your vision, and actually following that deep inner knowing. Emotionally, you know what you want to do, but you are afraid of pursuing it. And Hekate wants you to sit down and really reflect on, are those fears actually valid? Or is it something that your mind is telling you? Are there solid reasons for you to be afraid in order to follow your desires and dreams? The next card is going to speak about what you need to work on, the work that you need to do. And here we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is the card that's associated with illusions and delusions. So you need to work on dispelling some illusions around what you're supposed to do. Like I already mentioned, deep down within you, you know what you want to do. But it appears that you think that you have way too many options. You are constantly jumping from one thing to the next. You are not focusing on your soul purpose. And this is exactly what is creating this fear and doubts. Because you see all those shiny options, maybe job opportunities, maybe you have a lot of different ideas for career, or for you want to start your own business, but you haven't chosen the right niche, if you will. So basically Hekate is saying that if you want to continue on this path and actually resolve your doubts and fears and anxiety, you need to remove the majority of those ideas and options and really narrow it down and focus to the thing that deep down you know that you are supposed to be doing. Maybe this thing that you're supposed to be doing is not the most profitable in terms of money. Maybe it's not the most obvious choice in terms of what's socially acceptable, and this is creating this connection. This is creating the illusions and the anxieties. You're anxious of what other people will say or think of me if I pursue this thing. So Hekate is saying that if you want to actually step into alignment and do what you're supposed to do in this lifetime, you really need to remove some of that extra noise, and you really need to focus on yourself, how you feel, and what you know deep inside of your heart to be true. So your work here is to narrow your focus and come back to alignment with yourself, with your heart, and to listen to your guides, listen to Hekate, listen to the gods, because they are here to guide you and to support you. Okay, so the next card is going to speak about how or where you can start with doing this type of work. And we have Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is a very interesting energy, because the number 5 symbolizes, you can see my dog. So the number 5 symbolizes changes, and disruption of stability. And the swords are all about your mind, your intelligence, and the ideas that you have, the things that you think that are true. So in order for you to come back into alignment, you really need to shift something in your mind and how you perceive yourself and your reality. This is where you need to start. Now, the Five of Swords is also a card of conflict. So maybe you need to set boundaries around people in your life that are feeding you ideas of what you are supposed to do, how you're supposed to think, how you're supposed to behave. And setting those boundaries might create some conflict. So those are the things that you need to implement and start thinking about in terms of how and where you start to bring yourself back into alignment, and how you start to resolve your self-doubts, fears, and anxieties when it comes to following your path and your truest desire and will. So focus on one thing, remove distractions and the extra noise, and set boundaries, and change how you perceive yourself, how you perceive reality, and how you perceive what's actually possible for you to achieve and to be. Okay, so the next card is going to speak about what will help you. And we have the beautiful Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is water of water. So what will help you is to truly, truly, truly pay attention and listen to your own inner voice, your intuition, your feelings, your hearts, and to actually nurture yourself, your mental health, your emotional health, and your connection to the divine. Maybe this whole reading is about your desire to pursue a spiritual career. Maybe you feel a calling to a particular deity, or in this case, Hekate. If you're here on the Liminal Oracle, it may very well be Hekate that is calling to you. So what will help you is to actually pay attention to your emotions. Your emotions are messengers. They give you very meaningful information about your environment, about yourself. So this will be of help. Listen to your emotions and pay attention to your connection to Hekate. If you're a woman and if you're called to Hekate or any other divine feminine goddess or titaness or being, deity, we as women have a much different spiritual experience than men. Men are more intellectual when it comes to spirituality. And as women, we tend to experience spirituality with our whole body, not only through our minds. We are divine vessels for the goddess. And if you work with a particular phase of the goddess, your goal as a woman, as a spiritual practitioner, as a priestess, even if you're called to pursue the priestess path, your goal is to embody the divine essence of the goddess within you and to move in the outside world with this energy embodied. But in order to do that, you really need to understand your emotions, your mind. You need to be connected to the physical, to all aspects of your being. So you need to learn how to listen to those cues and clues that your body gives you, and the different levels of your being, because you have a physical body, you have an emotional body, you have a mental body, and you have this divine flame within you. That spark, that is the same as the goddess. So yeah, let's get back to the reading. The next card is going to speak about what you should be aware of for the near future. The Lovers. Ooh. The Lovers is a very interesting archetype and energy. It can symbolize a few different things, just as the other cards in the tarot can and do. At one hand, this card may speak about your romantic partnership or connections and how they are going to influence this particular path that you're taking, this particular spiritual journey of actually unblocking your heart and stepping into alignment with your soul purpose and relieving the anxiety and the self-doubts that you have within you. So in the near future, pay attention to your romantic connections and how they influence those particular areas in your life. Are those romantic connections bringing you a sense of peace and a safe space for you to explore your spirituality? Or are they creating more doubt, anxiety, and fear within you? And Hekate is asking you with this card in the near future to really pay close attention to the influence of the people around you, how they influence your life, your self-perception, and your perception to the divine, especially in terms of the romantic relationships that you have. Okay, the other meaning that this card may hold in terms of this reading is you may be asked, you may be placed on a crossroads, because the Lover's card is a card of conscious choice and devotion. So maybe Hekate or another face of the divine feminine that you are connected to will place you on a crossroads and will test your devotion. So keep those two options in mind for the near future. The next card is going to speak about what lessons you need to learn. Here we have the Eight of Coins. The Eight of Coins is all about perfecting your craft. Working, being dedicated to becoming the best version of yourself in terms of the work that you put out there in the world. And in this case, as I'm really feeling that this reading is speaking to somebody that is afraid to fully step into alignment with their spiritual calling and maybe they are afraid of pursuing the spiritual calling in terms of a career. You need to learn how to put in the effort. You need to perfect your craft. And by doing so, by showing up for yourself and the thing that you want to create and doing things daily, this in itself, this act of devotion, of showing up, will alleviate the fear, the anxiety, and the self-doubt. Because by showing up daily for what you want to create, who you want to be, you will show yourself that you can be trusted, because right now you are struggling with self-doubt and trust, and you are anxious. You're not fully aligned. And by showing up, you will show yourself, you will show deity or Hekate that you are ready to do this. You need to learn how to show up for yourself and for the work. Next card is going to speak about what advice Hekate has for you in this situation in particular. Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is a card of collaboration, teamwork, but also growing on the material level. It's very tied to work and money, resources. So with this card, Hekate is saying that her advice is to think bigger, to expand, to really believe in your abilities and capabilities, and that there are people that want to work with you, want to learn from you. You as a spiritual practitioner, as a person with a unique lived experience, you have so much to offer. And the advice here is trust that the right people will find you. Trust that you will be able to support yourself if you decide to pursue this path seriously. And it's a very much valid path for you. This is the advice. Have trust in your unique human experience and that you can help other people. Because I'm sensing that you've been through so much in your life. You've been through trauma, pain, maybe unhealthy family dynamics from an early childhood age. And all of this, they've shaped you. And yes, those things are a part of why you are afraid of pursuing your calling, why you are doubting yourself, why you have so much anxiety. But those things were life lessons and you survived. You are still here and you can share your wisdom and what you learned from those experiences with other people that are currently struggling. So don't give up on what you feel deep inside of your bones is true for you. Don't give up on the vision that you have for your life. I feel that this is a very profound message for a lot of people, actually. The next card is going to speak about what or how you can honor your relationship to yourself, to your spiritual path, and to Hekate. Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is a card of completion because it's number 10. The number 10 in the tarot is the aftermath. So if you want to honor your relationship to Hekate, drop the unnecessary weight that you're carrying within your spirit, within your core. Sit down with your journal and really evaluate the root of your anxiety, fear, and doubt. And ask yourself, why am I carrying that? Is that true? And if you want to honor yourself and the path ahead of you, your connection to Hekate, drop down the unnecessary weight that is preventing you to see clearly the path before you and your potential. I feel that this reading was emotionally charged to the brim. I feel this message applies to so many people, and the advice that Hekate had for us, that she shared with us here today, applies to not only spiritual practitioners, but any person that is afraid to follow their dreams and their desires. Okay, let's pull one last oracle card to see if Hekate wants to add something to this reading. Okay, Hekate, is there anything else that you wish to say before we wrap up? Okay. So we have this card, Miracle of Isis, Miraculous Healing of the Goddess. We are channeling Hekate even though we are using this deck. And also Hekate and Isis are somewhat connected. So any parting words for Hekate? Miracles. The goddess is very much real. She is very present, even if you cannot see her with your physical eyes. And this brings me to the Queen of Cups. You need to work on opening your channels, your intuitive channels, and trusting yourself. Trusting in your senses to perceive the unseen, because you very much have those abilities. And this card is all about unexpected help and healing, especially in terms of if you're struggling with something as an addictive pattern, if you will. And I'm sensing that this anxiety and self-doubt has been with you for a very long time, and you've integrated it to a point where it's normal for you to feel anxious and doubting yourself. And Hekate is saying that expect the unexpected, in terms of if you reach out to her, if you ask for help, she is there to help you, even if you cannot see her with your physical eyes. Okay, guys, this is everything. Yeah, I think that this is everything that Hekate wants to share today. I hope that this message was helpful. I hope that the advice came clearly, and I really hope that it was useful for you. Thank you so much. This is the Liminal Oracle. Before we part ways, I want to kindly ask you to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed the reading, if it resonated with you. Also, leave me a comment sharing some tips on how you handle anxiety and self-doubt whenever you experience those emotions, so that the other people in the community can take this as advice, and so that we can share amongst each other, and so that we can support each other. Thank you so much. I am Elisa, and if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on my Ko-fi page, The Art Occultist. You can find the link for that under the description of the channel. Thank you so much. I hope that you are well, and I'll see you next time. Take care.